Some of you asked me about the march that took place and the reflections on that. I said I will just then share my thoughts in front of everybody, inshallah. In the end of the day, alhamdulillah, we're one community, and inshallah, some benefit to reflect and to collectively discuss. As you're aware, this last Saturday, alhamdulillah, it was the largest march ever in support of the people of Palestine, of Gaza, in Washington, D.C. And we had a rally. It is estimated that around 400,000 people attended. This is a massive success, alhamdulillah. This is a very, very unprecedented quantity of people. And as far as the eye could see, if you see the video footage, mashallah, it was really phenomenal. And I would say it was very heartening to see a good percentage of Muslims, maybe 50%, 60% Muslim, and good percentage of non-Muslims. So it was a very collective effort in this regard. Yesterday or today, I forgot. I think yesterday, England announced, UK announced that they're going to ban a party. Now, usually I don't mention groups' names. Today I will. This is Hizb ut-Tahrir. Usually I do not criticize groups by name. Right now I will, because I need to move to my final point. Me personally, I have never been a fan of this movement. Me personally, since my teenage years, I have been irritated by this movement. I have never agreed with them. If you don't know them, don't worry about it, good for you, whatever. I'm just telling you because I'm going to get to my main point here. And in my own preaching and teaching, this movement has criticized me more than any other movement except one. One movement is my main critic. This movement is number two. They have called me sellout, mubtadi', kafir, American imperialist, even though, frankly, listen to my lecture I gave in front of the White House. How can you call me pro-American imperialist? But anyway, this is their view. Just like every narrow-minded group, and they're not the only one, my way or the highway. If you don't agree with them, most of them, if you don't agree with them, they think you become the enemy. And they start labeling you, targeting you. Again, not all of them, but some of them. And I have found them to be, some of them are good people, and some of them are very narrow-minded, and I don't like them. And many times I've refuted their ideology. 2 weeks ago, when I spoke about khilafah, I was refuting them. 2 weeks ago. Now, why am I saying this? Because usually I don't talk about groups. Listen to me carefully. My preaching is actually meant to convince them and minimize them, right? My preaching, I'm trying to convince them you're wrong, you're fanatical, you're living in a utopia that's not true, you're disconnected from reality. My preaching is meant to minimize their influence. Now listen to me carefully. UK just announced they're gonna ban the movement. If I were in England, I would publicly stand up and defend them. This is what I'm trying to get at. Because we don't want the government getting involved and banning movements that we don't like. This is not a violent movement. There's no killing, there's no bombing, it's just ideas that are a little bit, fringe. There's ideas that are uncomfortable, ideas that are left-wing, right-wing. They're not harming anybody. They're not physically punching people. But because they have criticized Israel a bit too, boldly, whatever, in this regard, and they have supported the organization Hamas in ways that others have not. They have been a bit too explicit in this regard. It's freedom of speech. They should not be banned. So my point is, I want to give you an example in my own life. I will publicly support their right to exist, even as I publicly criticize their views. Does that make sense here? In my humble opinion, this is maturity. We have to learn. I would never want the government to start policing, oh, this is a radical group. Because the minute you allow them to be shut up and locked up, who do you think is going to be next? Who do you think is going to come after that? We have to be smart enough to differentiate between internal preaching, and even before this, I never mentioned them by name because I don't want to cause animosity. If you know, if you don't know, you don't know. But now, today, when the government has declared them, this is there. In our country, it will be much more difficult, but it is not impossible. In our country, it will be much more difficult. And by the way, FYI, 14 years ago, I took a class with Tony Blair at Yale. I documented that, I spoke about that. And Tony Blair brought this up, that I wanted to ban Hizb ut-Tahrir. And I said in class that if you had done so, you would have gone against your own principles. And I said to him, and I'm saying to you right now, I disagree with Hizb ut-Tahrir. But if you're going to ban them because you think they're offensive, then be consistent and ban so many other groups, including the far right, which is Islamophobic. You should ban them as well. You're not going to ban them. Why are you selectively choosing what you think is problematic and others are not problematic? We cannot open this door. So my point here is that, the miscellaneous thoughts, political engagement as Muslim minorities is not a simple binary black and white. And my goal, especially for my community, is that we reach a level of maturity that we understand. As the Arabic saying goes, لِكُلِّ مَقَامٍ مَقَال. Every platform has a different thing to say. Who you invite to give the khutbah, who you invite to be a religious preacher is not the same as the person who's going to benefit in the Palestinian-Gaza crisis. Not the same as what is happening in Congress. Not the same as the PR and media. Each one has a role to play. And as a community, اِعْطِ كُلَّ ذِي حَقٍّ حَقَّهُ, give everybody the right and their due. And if we do so, I actually believe, inshallah ta'ala, we will go leaps and bounds. The future is brighter. 400,000 people is no joke. 400,000 people coming together. And even if MSNBC won't report it, Twitter reported it, Facebook had it everywhere. The social media that we used, it was everywhere. Slowly but surely, the narrative will change. And if we are at the head of the curve and we're managing, inshallah ta'ala, to think 10 steps ahead, inshallah ta'ala, we will influence. In the end of the day, this is what our religion wants us to do. I can't tell you, it's not my job to tell you specifically what political tactic to use. I'm not a politician. But as a person, inshallah, who has studied a little bit of ilm, I say to you, you cannot be disconnected from the country you live in, from the world you inhabit. You must be involved. This is your country. And if you're not going to get involved, subhanallah, the other group, without mentioning their names, is smaller than us. Yet the country is following them. Our cousins, the other group, ethnic cousins. The other group is literally smaller than us. Yet their influence is much more. Why? I'll tell you why. It's not because of quantity. It's because they have gotten involved in the process. It's not a conspiracy. It's not Illuminati. It's not they control the world. No, they're involved financially. They're involved in the thick of things. And we, as of yet, are on the outside. We're protesting. That's good. Step one. But step two, we need to be involved in the process. In the media, again, so much can be said. They just fired 2 of the senior most Muslim analysts on MSNBC. They literally just got rid of them. Isn't that tragic? What are we doing about it? Nothing. They literally got rid of 2 of the most prominent Muslim voices on mainstream media. And you know what? We all know why they said so. It's because they were trying to be unbiased. It wasn't even that they were biased. They were trying to present both sides. This is how powerless we are. That our Muslims who are just trying to be unbiased, they get kicked out. Khair, we're not going to give up. At least we got to that level. So we're going to try again and again and again. We must try. There is no alternative. We must continue to try at every level. Now, those people that get involved in the media, do you think they're going to be like Maulanas and Imams? They're going to do things I don't do. They're going to say things, interview people. That's the reality of their world. If we allow them, and again, this is the problem, because me as a sheikh saying this means I'm giving them the green light. No, they've chosen their career. We take the good and ask Allah to overlook the bad. Bottom line, everybody has a role to play. Journalists, media, politicians. Give everybody the role they have to play. Understand, as a community, we need all of them. And they will benefit the community. I hope and pray, inshallah, with frank conversations, let us, inshallah ta'ala, try to reach a level of maturity where we can stay together and overall try to maximize the benefit and good. And with that, inshallah,